Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
It is ridiculous and it is against the laws of nature that we can have somebody sitting pretty who takes home more money than the credible entrepreneur who is doing actual production of goods and services.
We always say it as it is. It is only in this country that when a thief is arrested, you hear elders from their tribe saying, "He is our son and he is our thief."
If you are deviant
Yes.
and I call you leader,
Yes.
probably you are already a leader, but you are leading in the wrong direction.
We want to see the role of the youth
Yeah.
in the security,
Yes.
governance,
Yes.
and development.
The youth that I meet and work with here, you know, we call them the millennials and X's and Y's, this and that. They don't necessarily want to live like their fathers and grandfathers,
Yes.
do business like their fathers and grandfathers. They're more independent, they're better educated, and they're the ones that are making everything move in this region.
We look at the issues, we talk about issues that impact people's lives in Africa. The African peoples themselves continue to cheer bad leaders, and because they cheer them on, they continue to be misled.
Let me ask you, doctor, would you rather be somebody who does not enjoy so much freedom but you are rich?
Yes.
Or you'd rather be poor who you are actually imprisoned by the poverty itself?
My goal is not to come here and say, I want the majority ownership, I want to own this, I want to own that, I want to do this. My goal is we all make money and we're all happy, and I help build a big business here.
Punchline is for Africa, with Africa, from Africa. Good afternoon, viewers. Thank you very much for tuning in to Punchline Africa TV. This afternoon, a somber mood engulfs this Punchline Africa and the rest of Kenyans from Kiambu district. As we talk, bring this in the people's courts. Our topic this afternoon is obstacles, challenges, Kenyatta. In our effort to bring about an understanding of the priorities that President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta can now take in the last 41 months left to his presidency coming to an end. Today, I will go slowly. I will not be carried by emotions, because I've been told by my best friend, the German lady next to me, that let not bring me pressure, because at times some of these things bring me a lot of pressure. It is very sad that we have 41 months left. We need to achieve an agenda of housing, food security, universal health care, and affordable housing, plus, yes, I think so, food security, universal health care, affordable housing, and manufacturing. Early on when this project came up, again I want to speak in a somber mood. My intentions and my full-time intentions, as you'll see from my clips, the way I wanted to market this project to the people of Kenya of the Big Four, I had wanted to sensitize the people. We wanted the people to be sensitized first. How many people want houses? How many people want food? How many people want the rest of the things that were on the agenda? Fortunately enough, something struck and went out of, people decided what will Kenya achieve, and Kenya should achieve the little that they can. With the time frame left, it will be very impossible for anyone to achieve the Big Four, all of them. But the president can achieve some of them or leave some of them on the track lines. Viewers, it is very saddening that a good project of that nature ends up not completed. Reason, corruption. Reason, bottlenecks. Obstacles, corruption. Challenges, corruption. Inefficiency. Structures that were in place. With me in the studio now to discuss this is none other than Miriam Ogutu. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Today I think I'm on the right pace to discuss. It's very somber to hear the amount of money that one county can spend on things that are not part of that county. No wonder these friends of ours are in the sky throughout. They are flying. They are buying buildings in town. They are buying storage buildings. They are building more buildings. They have united with the corrupt. I don't want to raise my voice. You have told me to go slow, I'll go slow. The governor of Kiambu has brought me misery, and my stomach is running upside down. I don't know what to do. This governor of Kiambu was on record today, and these are queries. These are queries from not me, but queries from the Senate that was empowered by the Constitution of Republic of Kenya to find, to administer, to oversight counties. The Senate has discovered that in Kiambu there is a presidential budget, just as there is a state house budget. The Senate has discovered that the Kiambu governor was also advising South Sudan either to collect rebels or to train rebels.
What do you mean?
Exactly. I would like my production team to do me one favor.
You have some proof of that?
Yes, bring the tape. Put the tape here before we discuss this. Let's hear the President Uhuru Kenyatta walai. Bring the tape. Bring it on. I think we better do it for my friend. For my friend, I don't care whether he doesn't give me anything. I want him to go out as a good African. Whenever we meet, there is more work to be done. After Kenya, we are still alive. After Kenya, we shall be in more work. I want to walk with him with head high. How can you go and advise South Sudan a governor Kiambu
That I don't
money for advising South Sudan. Hear this tape for yourselves. Bring it on.
I just want to confirm whether you are seeing the same thing.
Yes, I am.
You are seeing a budget line, State House affairs, isn't it?
Functions. State House functions.
Governor, can you read what is submitted to the Auditor General?
Yes.
It is entitled State House
Affairs. Yes.
Affairs. Underneath, there is a line called Coordination of State House Functions. 973,839,449.
Yes.
Kiambu County. Coordination of State House Functions. 973 million. Below it, administration of statutory benefits for the retired presidents. 180,506,800. These are budget lines for Kiambu County government, not national government. When you go down, Governor, to the bottom of that page, under administration, public service and communication, you've got a line, a budget line, 70302 with 4 zeros. No, 70301 with 4 zeros. A line called State Corporations Advisory Services. 591,610,204. So remember, coordination of State House functions, 973 million. Administration of statutory benefits for retired presidents, 180 million. State Corporations Advisory Services, 591 million. If you go further, I don't want to belabor the point, you will find that County Government of Kiambu has a budget line on Kenya South Sudan Advisory Services, 58,108,000. And when you go further, on page 20, under Education, Gender, Culture and Social Services, Kiambu County Government has a budget line for free primary education at 804 million. Now,
Viewers, you have heard for yourselves. 973 million. Coordination of State House functions.
973.
This governor,
It's close to $1 billion.
Yes, this governor today should not sleep at home. The law should be changed. Waititu is flying with helicopters everywhere, leading a Tanga team, and he's stealing money from Kiambu. He's buying buildings in town. There's a bank in town where I used to bank. They told me, who is this? This is Waititu. Now, this money, President Uhuru Kenyatta does not need money in the State House. He has his own budget. What was he doing in the State House? Was he digging a tunnel?
The national budget.
Yes, was he digging a tunnel in the State House?
And
where was he taking this money? Whom was he giving this money in the State House?
And they have an allocation
No wonder.
for the former president.
Now see, no wonder. This is why they team together.
Ah, okay.
Now you can tell where I told you there is a headmaster here, a principal,
The school.
who has a school that teaches thieves. I'm very sober. Somber, not sober, somber. I wish I had something to keep me. I am annoyed. Even saying 58 million for adverse South Sudan, you heard that? It's there. What was he advising? Buying rebels? I hope he was not buying rebels.
The hosting some.
Hosting some rebels in Kiambu?
But surely.
No, surely the president and the country, people must stand up. Even if I'm not a Kenyan, I'm sorry, but this is too much.
Is it because there's
If
no
this is
other
Africa.
priorities that the people of Kiambu want done in the county?
Look, they buy the buildings. They buy the buildings. They go and buy. I told you someone has taught people theft. Real outright theft. And now when you come this way, you want to accuse them, they say we also have something which you have done. That's what they have done. There's corruption of hostage here. They are corrupt, then they hold you hostage. That we have also found so and so has done something. Can you tell me? Can you look at that? This is what we are going through today. The people of Kenya, that tape is available. You can hear it. It was not fabrication.
That was today, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because the other day they were also.
So if one governor has been paying money to some people, was he paying money to some people where there are people in State House using State House to eat money in the name of the president?
That is billions.
Yes.
Billions.
We need to know.
Mm-hmm. So what is the connection between Kiambu County and
the State House?
State House?
I have not come to terms.
When President Kenyatta or even the Vice President, they have their own budget allocation that takes care of some of these things when they're going to certain places. The national government takes care of that. They have an allocation for that. We pay tax for that. So you're given money to go develop your county. Really, Kiambu, I'm sure it is in dire need of...
What was the governor of Kiambu doing with rebels in South Sudan? You heard it yourself, that he played a role, that if at 58 million, is it 500 something million? You heard it is on the tape.
Which side? Riek Machar or who?
We don't know. We want to find out.
Now we need to get the details now.
Yeah, the details need to find, we want. What the hell is going on in this country?
Oh, wow.
Are we not, now, as if that is not enough, I have no words, and then I think the best is just to call it seriously. We are in trouble. Maybe you can talk more.
That is such a it's unbelievable.
Yes,
I'm still sitting
no,
here.
I can't imagine Waititu, and you know, after stealing this money, they go and create animosity against the president. Waititu is one of the governors who has created very bad blood for the president in Mount Kenya and in Kiambu. We don't need to hide now. They have planted bad blood to kill the name of the president every day. Every single day, Uhuru's name. Every single day. We have lost quite a lot of things. We have lost money. President Uhuru Kenyatta has struggled. He's told it that. Now you can see how some people fabricate.
Because these are fictitious.
Yes.
They even have an allocation for the former president. Does that include President Moi Kenyatta?
I think Moi. How many times did Moi travel to Kiambu? I don't know.
Or is just Kibaki?
Or is there something that they have in Kiambu?
And I think
a factory they pay for.
I think former President Moi Kibaki, if that is the case, is being taken care of by the national government. It should not be by the county government. How they're doing it?
Maybe
by the old
part of Muthaiga is Kiambu. No, it's only Runda. Some parts of Runda is Kiambu, isn't it? So does Kibaki have a house? They service for him there?
Kibaki has a house in Muthaiga, the last I checked.
Yes.
Yes.
His house has been there. They doesn't need any service.
Another house that the national government built for him at his
rural home.
Yes, and he had another house. He's a rich man. He does not need money from Kiambu County, and yet the residents of Kiambu County are still waiting for their sewer to be fixed. They're still waiting for the piping of the water. They're still waiting.
They don't have piped water. They don't have sewage. They don't have anything. Why Tutu buys buildings?
I'm exhausted.
There you are.
They still have. I was watching another kid. I think she's 20 years old. She's in college, and she takes all her money and all her allowances. She's in Kiambu County. Buys the schools where kids go without shoes. You can have projects that can. Since you have so much money, You can have projects like giving free shoes for the orphans and for the kids who need them. Uniform, sweater. It's now very cold. You can buy that. You can do that.
You see what Linda, sorry.
It's okay. Now we will upgrade my hotel in Qatar.
Hotel in Qatar.
Okay.
Oh my God. You know I'm confused now.
Me too. I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted. Please, Miriam,
yes.
Look at me.
Yes.
What worries me most are these guys, are the people speaking against any government initiative. Every day in church, every Sunday in church, as if God only listens to them. God listens to everybody. But this man, to have globally all this money, with who?
I think that
this is a very big scandal.
DCI needs to get on this now.
Yeah. DCI should not keep quiet.
This is criminal.
Today, DCI should climb on Waititu.
Get the audit report.
And get the audit report.
And
Waititu has to tell the world whom he was paying this money.
And he shamelessly shows up with this kind of report at the PSC.
It has come. There is no way they have even fictitiously put several accounts that don't appear in other counties. I don't think counties in Kenya have got presidential state house allocation.
No. That is the work of the national government. There's a special ministry for that. Is this what they call misallocation? Because this is theft. This is theft for the people of Kiambu County who are expecting that money that the government... And no wonder sometimes even the treasury doesn't give them all this money sometimes. And they complain that we don't get the money in good time. We just get money, we don't get all of it. But when you're given, and this is the report that we get, you're not able to carry out. And after that, I think the clip we just watched is just the tip of the iceberg. We should have gone to the wages and see how much they even spend on that, how much they spend on the travels they do and the benchmarkings and all things like that. So maybe tomorrow we need to come with another clip to show the whole mess. But when you look at things like this, surely this is robbing the people of Kenya who pay the taxes. This is robbing the people of Kiambu who are supposed to receive go to Kiambu District Hospital that serves a lot of people, not just from Kiambu but even from Nairobi, and see the state of that hospital.
The roads.
Just
the roads going to Kiambu, Gatundu South, Gatundu North, Gatundu, all these roads, they are in a poor state. The sewage is in a poor state. And Mr. Waititu globals all this money, giving it to another institution that has its own money. There you are. Viewers, let's come back to the real. I think the man said they don't need the judiciary to fight corruption. The president should just give, the Kenyans should just take up the arms, take up these guys, grab them, yes. And we finish it. You know, this guy like Waititu should be in prison today.
Totally. For
safe custody. The like of the safe custody of Bob Wine. Talk about Bob Wine. The court in Kampala today, this afternoon, in People's Court, they have released Bob Wine on bail conditions, never to be associated, never to be found with more than 3 people. That's good. Never to take part in any demonstration. Is
good
that very good? No.
That's not good. He's a member of parliament.
He's a member of parliament, so
he can't campaign.
He should not. No, the magistrate later on clarified and said he should not be found in any demonstration.
Or in a demonstration?
Yes.
Okay. But he can go and perform. He's an artist.
And that's more than 3 people. So functions of performance are cut.
Uganda is a joke.
They are simply telling him
yes.
He's not needed in that country.
And he's a Ugandan.
Can't you see what some of us, Mr. Bob Wine,
you can't.
That's what your uncle Matanga has suffered. And those are some of the things that actually Bob Wine is 36. I've been in exile for 34 years.
34 years.
Yes.
Not everybody gets deported like Miguna. So Bobby Wine is in Uganda.
No, I'm saying yes. 34 years. So when I started coming out of that country, Bob Wine was only 2 years old.
Yes.
So boss, there you are. Try, son, try. But now it looks like if you can't associate with more than 3 people, no, you don't need to be found in a demonstration anywhere. It's more or less like telling you it is class. Sit with only your wife.
And bodyguard.
And the bodyguard and the children.
Anything else?
But they should not be found anywhere near where people are chanting demonstration. Eh?
Okay.
Hey! Eh?
Things are thick. And how has that been received in the streets of
Oh,
Kampala?
people were happy for Bob to be released.
Now that is out.
But they have not reacted.
Okay.
So the people will react. By tomorrow, people will react because they had lined up the road. For the first time, technology worked. In Uganda, you can be charged from the prison like a committee and a Milimani courts.
You can have your hearing from all the way from...
But the only problem I saw with that, they didn't give him a chair. There should be a chair, enough space inside there where he can sit. You can't stand for 10 hours as if you are doing a punishment.
But for him, it's a punishment to get...
You know, he should be given a chair.
Yes.
So that is the life that people go through when you are struggling for democracy. You see, I've suffered, and I can't tell you more than what I can. Let me not add there to the pressure I have today, and add there this. Yeah, let's move on to the People's Court.
Yes.
The main subject today was how
the Big Four agenda.
The Big Four agenda can be done, revived, solutions, obstacles, challenges. If you have any challenge, anything that you see that will not help President Uhuru Kenyatta to do, the Big Four, talk to us, write to us, write on the platform, engage us, talk. There you are, Miriam. Let's start with agenda number 1, food security.
Yeah, food security. And below that, the government wanted to make sure that large-scale commercial agriculture production was possible, agriculture production inputs was made available, and those agriculture support services that were supposed to be available so that the country becomes sufficient in food security. How would you rate that right now? When you look at even the dam scandals, put that in there.
How the dam scandal? You are talking of the dam scandal.
It's part of the...
Oh, don't remind me of Emeror and Kemeror.
Today we agree this.
We go slowly. Let's go slowly on Emeror. Is it error?
The purpose of those dams is food secure as a country.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
Which food secure what? These guys are very clever. Now they knew the president was in China. They mobilized graders. They mobilized Caterpillar, borehole drilling systems. Cars were called from Turkana, from Uganda, from everywhere. These are expert thieving. You know, they said we better go to Emerald and Kimiror. And see, they airlifted, even hired helicopters from Wilson. I can tell you the 4 helicopters that were put for journalists. Paid for journalists, food, for everything to go to land there. Then they got the Muzungu.
The Indian.
The Muzungu, the mastermind, the mafios.
The mafios.
The mafia of Italy.
Yes.
They brought him on the site. And they said, now you are here. Digging. So why were you not digging before? Because so that by the time the president comes from China, the pictures on TV or wherever he was, he said, so this money was not lost. Something is working. What? Where, my God? Why? You told me not to get annoyed. Now, this, if you are having money eaten in such a large scale, how much money was it? that has been eaten in other dams.
Because there's several of them.
Can we also start? Let's not fix our eyes on Komeroro and CG Komeroro, Kamakagadi, this. Let's also look at other places, other dams, similar that were Kalulu. Is it Kalulu Dam?
The one for Red Cross.
The one
Galana. Kalalu, I think.
Galana,
Kalalu Dam.
Yeah. How much money was lost there? Let's finish this damn business. At least Kalana, the Israelis were there. They are very honest a bit.
But they were not paid.
They were not paid, but towels were not bought.
No, they were not bought, and Red Cross has not been able to account for that money so far.
Even the Red Cross up here, the dam that burst. Let's look for all these details. Is this a place where money is just eaten by just organized men? So you saw over the weekend, if that is the food security, the agriculture inputs, support services.
That was supposed to be that.
With these support services, can the president achieve the food security?
So that is just some of the obstacles that
that's an obstacle.
The food security is facing right now, and
yes.
Faced. And you think this is intentional to derail that agenda for the president?
Nobody wants the president to do the food security. They want him to fail. Because these dams could enhance in 2 years, water will be flowing.
And production will be high.
And the production will be high. The people of Erengoya Marakwet forever will never be looking for armed cattle raiding into Uganda and other places. They will be doing their work efficiently. Somebody has drained them.
And they'll be supplying food for the rest of the country. And of course, there'll be no maize from Mexico. And I think those people are not very happy right now.
But this is because people want to bring maize from Uganda, which they brought. The maize, you remember the maize from Uganda?
Yeah, in January, yes.
Yeah, I know people who carried that maize, and the people in Uganda also who sold the maize.
But somebody came to look for maize, they sold. They're business people in Uganda. If somebody came and wants to buy a whole whatever number of bags and you have it, you'll sell it. You were in business. So the people who went to look for that maize are the ones who are a problem.
Even Uganda Cereal Board.
Okay. So
National Cereals Board of Uganda has not been, it also has problems.
It's an intricate board.
Because somebody ordered for that maize, all of it.
Okay.
A big mafia man there ordered for the maize. That this is my maize. I'm taking it to Kenya. That's how mafia talk.
I did not know that part of the information. I did not have that information. Tell us more.
No, I'm telling you, the farmers there also have not been paid.
Oh.
Yes.
And people have built...
Go to Uganda. If you're a farmer in Uganda, tell us whether you are paid for your maize.
Investigations were being carried out about this scandal. I don't know how far it has gone.
That one, you'll never see it.
Yeah.
That one, they will never, you will not see that maize thing, people brought in tribes, you'll never see it. Miriam, let's just do some other things. That maize is a very big, is a disaster.
So when you look at this Big Four agenda and you look at the affordable housing, universal healthcare, that I think the president last year ran a pilot project. Maybe it would be nice to know how far it has been before they did that, before they wanted to roll out the whole country. But when you look at the Big Four agenda and how it was presented to the country, what would you say was the greatest obstacle from the get-go? Just from the start. The minute it was presented to the public.
Corruption. The moment the Big Four agenda was presented to Kenyans, the first thing that struck people is how is it going to be implemented? That is one of the questions, Miriam, that was being asked by people. How will this be implemented differently from what is on the ground? So we should have laid a framework for them. We should have done blueprint papers. how many people need food urgently? Which area needs food urgently? Is it the whole nation or some parts? If some parts, let's try as trial basis schemes in some of these counties. While the counties that have food, for example, Central Province has enough food.
Yes.
You don't need to have them, tell them much. What you need to do for these areas of Kiambu and the Central and the Thika and the other places, you increase them mobility, how to bring that food infrastructure, that is housing and infrastructure, bring affordable infrastructure, bring roads that can deliver the goods to Nairobi for marketing. That is what we should have done. Now, one of the obstacles was with the enough research was not done in this Big Four agenda. It's not that they have failed, they will work, but enough research was not put in it.
It's not that it has failed, it will work. And now I think we are counting and we have about 41 months right now. And then you look at it right now and the whole thing, the affordable housing, the universal healthcare, the manufacturing, all this put together. Sometimes do you think maybe it was far-fetched? And if not, did the government have any intentions of really making sure this comes to life, accomplishing this? Would you say
yes.
Kenyatta had the intention to accomplish
the government at the beginning had good intentions. The people had evil intentions. People used it as a cash cow.
The people around
By the time the president realized that he had to stop all new projects, the guys had already eaten the money. By the time the president realized that the money was already eaten and there was no money left. You see?
Okay.
So the president came in to stop any further projects and the deal concentrated on the Big Four. The gentlemen who were up to this, who now had lost in the Big Four, found another journey. The journey of church service, donations in church, and the 22 politics. So we hammered there, we continued there, we are still there, we are still arguing. We tell the president during daytime that, Mr. President, we love you so much. At night we conduct meetings and pay money out to go for people to arrange a rambe. Because if you have called me in your place to oversee some school, you will not now stop me to talk about the situation in the country.
Especially if I brought you a lot of money.
Yes.
I feel like I'll have a right to stand I bought my way to the podium, so I have to say something. All right, so when we are referring back to, let's just go back to President Uhuru's first term, and of course what brought him into the office was, the very famous laptop project that never came to be. So Kenyans are like, okay, so that failed, so this one's, we're not sure. So how can the president really clean up that image of giving failed promises and make sure that he recovers that by doing something that really will leave a legacy for him this time around?
The president himself now needs a redemption strategy.
That is true.
Yes, I'm now talking as a conflict resolution expert.
Thank you.
And I
hope
think
I need that person now.
I hope the president now will listen to me
Yes.
on the question of redemption strategy. He needs it now. There's a need of a redemption strategy to come out and say enough is enough. I've lost all these problems. You have put me in chaos. Let me redempt my image.
Yes.
I have 41 months left. Soon there will be 40 or less. So please, let me go on my journey alone. That way of redempting his image is very important, and redempting, creating a legacy.
Yes.
He has to do the little from all these 3, 4. There is one that can work. The postings of the economy. The 6.3%, although the money is not trickling, the president has to turn around the issue of money trickling in people's pockets by the end of his tenure of office. They must make sure that Kenyans have some money in the pocket, not mafia, not the clientele, not the mafia guys who go and collect graders all over Western Kenya, Kisumu, Wapi, come and dig to show that President, so we are digging. The one who told you the money is lost is useless man. Have you seen that? So this is all politics. You see? This is all politics. They say this man is the wrong man. The one who told you that the money is lost, it must be done away with. He's not very good. And you saw this guy is going to the platform saying the DCI must be removed. We must even change the DCI's what? Terms of reference. So these are some of the things that you people can now, you as Kenyans, have to battle with. But at the moment, the president needs to redeem the image. They have caused the state of apathy. The communication apparatus don't favor him. The newspapers are not favoring anybody. The war on corruption moves fast up, comes back down. So these are some of the things that we need to help His Excellency the President to pinpoint out the number of things. Above all this, there is one big and most important factor that can be seen, the factor of fighting corruption. Yes. Narrow down the agenda that I would tell the President looking at this, one of the agendas that he can win very easily is to concentrate in the health sector, because already in the health sector, institutions are there to help you. Yes. Hospitals are there. The infrastructure there. Some people, except for some governors, parts of the country. Yes, some governors have done very well. Yes. You can pattern on that. Use that to redempt your legacy. Like Makueni, for example. Makueni. And even Machakos. Machakos. Yes. Another one, even Makueni, Machakos, even the old Ukambani. Yeah, they really upped their game in terms of... The one of Ngiru, what Kitui. Yes. Those have done so well. And then Bomet, it is doing somewhere there. But this is something... He has already got the maternity, what is it called? Free maternity services. Which is excellent. So we can try to do, actually, to add on that. The free maternity was really a blessing for so many mothers in Kenya who, and now the maternal death rate has really gone down. So that is something that I think President Uhuru can for. And he's really done well. So the universal... To have 100% cost subsidy of on essential self-service. Which maternity is one of them. And even children under the age of 5 years are treated for free in government hospitals. Yes, and what I would like to advise solutions. A solution for the universal health care. President Uhuru Kenyatta can send a team of benchmarkers to National Health Service within a month in London. They will be able to study how the National Health Service in London worked. You don't need to spend much money, Your Excellency. You only send a few men who are technocrats in research. They will bring you this document. You will give it to each of these counties within a month or 2 months. The healthcare system will be built on that basis. Send technocrats, not politicians. Not politicians. Yes, people who can research and produce a blueprint. Yes, and I'm giving solutions here to Kenyans. And maybe those listening for the president, better listen on this. Send few people, not greedy. Send people who will go and do the work on bed and breakfast. And come down with a blueprint on how the National Health Service of Kenya, of United Kingdom, the best health service in the world so far, how it has sustained itself, how hospitals in each location, you have a GP. Let's look at the number of the GPs. How many GPs do we have? How many doctors do we have? Now, can each location of about this
GP, you mean the general
yeah, a doctor who can know the fever, malaria, the wound, the what, then emergency, refer you to the main hospital. If he can treat you here, you don't need to waste money in Kenyatta National Hospital. You know, we have brains, we can help the president. But the problem is the red tape. You know, people who want this thing, take the money and go there and take everything. They say they will help. They are not helping here. This universal health care could be done very easily, and Kenya would have by now documents. You know what the people are doing now. They don't want to produce a document for reference. Look at the man, the permanent secretary for housing. That guy, what was he on drugs or something? He woke up on national TV, then he said the houses will be for lottery. You can't tell a Kenyan who is now very annoyed with the president about a house being on lottery. And yet you are telling him 1.5 levy fee will be paid. People were very mad. So His Excellency should look at such people also and give them matching orders.
Yes.
Matching orders. Because there is rule of law. Nobody wants to go vigilante way to go and catch such a man on national TV and say, my friend, what's your problem? You see, this health care, universal health care can work because already you have done 3/4 of the system. 2, there are institutions there already. Hospitals are manageable. Look at some of the people complaining about the cancer machines. Those machines that were given to each county.
That was
people have not opened the machines.
At the beginning of
they said there is no up to now no governor has initiated to send one of those men for a 6-month course how to run the machine. They are still complaining because they never got any commission out of it. Going by Waititu 973, code number 973. Code number 973.
That is 973 million.
Shillings. Almost 1 billion shillings.
What was that for?
Aye.
That was, yes. But anyway, the World Bank just gave Kenya 25 billion Kenya shillings translated. That is about $250 million US dollars to inject into the affordable houses. Give President
the World Bank.
So this will go a long way in terms of realizing the affordable housing. How would you advise President Kenyatta to use this money?
It is. The money has to be put differently. You cannot put the money in the same place. If you are going to put money in the same place, then you won't have that money.
So differently, what do you mean differently?
It should be banked in a different way. Or the World Bank itself must hold that money. Because the moment you mix it here with the Kenyan system, where the money is being injected, it will be eaten again. They will start eating it slowly, and tomorrow you will not find the money.
But in terms of providing the affordable housing, how should they go about it? Should they all be the same model, or should it? That
needs again a blueprint. We should have had
you think they don't have a blueprint for that?
I don't know. We should have sensitized the people.
That's why I asked initially.
Let me be very honest. We should have sensitized the people what type of house you need. The house needed in Nairobi is not the house needed in Trans Nzoia. The house needed in Trans Nzoia is not the same as the house needed in Marsabit, or Isiolo, or Mandera, or Turkana, or Migori. The houses differ. Which one you need differ. And that is not a problem at all for us. They should have done that before coming out to declare what it is. But they didn't do it.
They didn't do it.
Yes.
So should the fight against corruption be successful within President Uhuru Kenyatta's this last term, what would that mean to the president's legacy? And would that be a very big, would you consider that would be his greatest achievement?
Very great.
Succeed in the fight
very great. Corruption? We have 41 years.
41 months.
41 months. We have to help the president to fight. and we are not going to keep quiet about it. We have to help every day, every afternoon like this. We must talk about the big four. We must encourage the people to stop, discussing other issues, but help the president at least to achieve, to leave a track record, trackings, so that the thing can go on with whoever turns up tomorrow.
All right. So I know the president is a very good friend of yours, and I'm sure maybe once in a while he calls for advice. I don't know.
No,
I don't know. Your
no, we just.
But I'm just saying.
We are saying it publicly here.
Yes.
That there is need.
Yes.
For reorganizing.
Yes.
The big four
Agenda.
To find out the priorities.
So that's where I was coming from. So
obstacles,
should he say
challenges, and solutions.
Should he say, now, my friend, please come, I need your advice on this. Of all these four agendas that I had, very ambitious project I had for this country, what would you advise him to what would be the one that he will just pick on and run with it?
Universal health care. That's it. You know why?
It's doable.
It is doable. It's the simplest. It's the simplest. Universal health care is the simplest amongst these now. Why? There are already structures that can conduct universal health care. You are not going to dig fresh structures. The food, you need fresh structures. Dams money is being stolen in dams. There you will get another 2 years down, bogged down. Housing, you can see the Atwoli group and others are in total disarray. That one will take you into a Kwagamaya state. Health, universal health care and manufacturing would be the things, industries, you need to give incentives. You need to cut down some taxation. You need to remove some taxation from the industries. You know, importers, investors coming for industry. You need to them, all these things are available. What does an investor to build a factory? What does he need? The investor needs land. He needs quick access to water. He needs quick access to documentation. He needs quick access to importation. Can he import his goods? Can he import his machinery? Those ones within the 2 years left or 3 years left, we can achieve with several industries springing up, giving employment to the younger generation. Those two, healthcare and manufacturing, can be done because Kenya already has a manufacturing base. We need only to give them the manufacturers incentives. So if I were the one advising the president, the first thing that I would do quickly when he asks me for this health, which one I would say universal health care and manufacturing. Then put another priority on.
It's very hard to treat a very hungry person.
Yes, but put priority.
Yes.
The food. Yes. The ministers said there was enough food.
Yes.
The only problem that was not available is enough infrastructure to deliver the food or to deliver that food to where it is needed most.
Okay.
So that one you can also improve by trying to see, as these ones are shining example legacy, you can improve on the food structure. You see?
Okay.
And then finally, also work on how you can moderate the housing sector, which is so high temperature now. If that one, the temperature has gone high, pull it down. But someone has engineered chaos there.
So what will happen with the money, the 25 billion Kenya shillings that the World Bank has given us for the affordable housing?
No, but you don't stop the whole thing completely.
Yes.
You put priority. You asked me, what are the priorities?
The priorities, yes.
The two are workable. The two are workable. You can work on them. You can do something about it, and that's it.
All right. So you mentioned something there in passing, the generation to come, and that is the youth of this country. So they are supposed to be the drivers of these agendas to make sure these things are realized, because they're the ones who will be here longer anyway. So do you think that when President Kenyatta was sitting down structuring this, did it capture the place of the youth in this? Is the place of the youth captured as the driving force for this agenda?
All of this capture the place of the youth. The place of the youth, the first one is food. If you have so many farms springing up, the youth would have employment. on the farms. The youth will have employment on the farms.
Self-employment.
Yes,
sometimes, yes.
in transport, those who will drive the trucks, those who can deliver the food, those who can engage in the farming on casual laborers, wages are paid to them. Affordable housing, if housing are being built, you will find the youth building houses. Going for work, you will get employment for a number of months, 1 year, 2 years. It enhances your livelihood.
Yes.
Then the universal health care, all this, the hospitals working very well, things will improve. More nurses will be employed, technology will be efficient, and the things will improve. Manufacturing will give the youth some more jobs.
Yes.
So that we don't have a growing number of people graduating from the university when they don't have where to go.
All right, we want to thank you so much. So this is People's Court. We have not forgotten about your opinions. Sisto Kanda Andama, you're saying while he is indicted, institute an audit, let the results of the audit judge him. That will be a lesson to the rest of the students. I think he's referring to Governor of Kiambu, Mr. Waititu, who today he showed up with the audit of Kiambu County, and of course it's very the monies that have been directed to certain things is very outrageous, and I think you're referring to that. Thank you so much, Sister Okanda. And Clovis Daraka, you're saying South Sudan affairs should be left to its own people. Thank you, Doctor, for exposing such people. And Julius Dima, you're saying let Kenyan thieves not use the names of rebels in South Sudan. The host seems to be, I don't know what you're saying there, but Uhuru is a leader in, you're saying the government is corrupt. Okay. All right. John Clark, you're saying that is for only Waititu to tell Kiambu people. I think, yes, Kiambu people deserves to get an explanation over that misappropriation. Is it I don't want to call it misappropriation, but you know, the PAC is continuing with the questioning, and hopefully the DCI will pick on that and see that these monies, what they really, do they do what they're meant to do, and hopefully it can become criminal investigation, because that is a waste of money, clearly. And I don't know, your name is written in Arabic, but you're saying gunmen killed 15 people in Katsina yesterday, hundreds left homeless. The village head of Daura was kidnapped and his whereabouts is unknown. This is Buhari's home state. So I think that is news from Nigeria. And William Macnon, you're saying Matanga, the president, had a good idea but started in the wrong foots. The rule of law is the basic foundation. I think when we wanted to see what really was the main obstacle, even from the get-go, when the president presented the Big Four agenda to the public. And Mickey Briggs is saying, tell us about Sonko, Nairobi's governor. I think he presented his audit just the other day in front of the PAC, the Public Accounts Committee in Parliament, and also he had to be taken so many questions that left unanswered. But I think a lot of that information, I think, is on YouTube. You can try and get the clip over his hearing at the PAC. Eli Jampson, you're saying, Dr. Matanga, you are as tall mind. Your mind is tall, you can see very far. How about doing referendum to do away with the Senate, reduce pay for civil servants, to cut the wage bill and direct it to development, sir? You know, I've always wondered, because the role of the Senate is for, what is the role? I'm forgetting the
Ellie Jameson, you have raised a very big point.
Yes.
A very strong point case for us. Duplication of duties is also is one of the challenges, obstacles President Uhuru Kenyatta is facing in his government.
Because a lot of money goes there.
Yes, a lot of money has gone.
Resources, yes.
People at the moment now, people who are complaining and condemning President Uhuru Kenyatta for borrowing are the same people why he is borrowing the money. Because most of the money has gone to the wage bill. The wage bill in Kenya has increased the amount of money paid out for salaries for the jobs done, duplicated. For example, the women rep, county rep, MCA, senator, MP. How many are these? Then we have governors. How many are these? Governors have bodyguards. Bodyguards have bodyguards also.
Bodyguards have bodyguards.
Yes. The chief bodyguard of the governor needs another PA.
Yes.
So this is all the money that is sinking in, being paid, being borrowed And then people are not seeing what President Kenyatta is going through. And that's why some of us who love President Uhuru Kenyatta will stick by him, will go by him, stand by him, directly follow if we follow with him. But we are not going to accept, yet people don't see the truth. The truth is that the money is borrowed, and who borrows the money is the president and the Minister of Finance. But he brings it, it goes in that senator. So this suggestion is very good. If we do away with the senators, what do the senators do? That the MP does not do. Show me. The role of the senator is to oversight the governors,
which it has failed.
The county governments, and to impeach the president. When are you going to impeach the president?
Does he need to be impeached?
No, when? That's the truth, the role of the senators.
Yes.
The Senate is there to impeach.
But on
it's one of the duties they have, on which I can see in the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya.
Yes.
So when will you wait until the president is impeached? Why do we pay you to wait for catastrophe?
And in their role as oversight, they have failed terribly.
Yes.
They don't hold even these governors accountable.
No.
So what will happen to Waititu now after he leaves that?
Now, Waititu today left this place, a smiling man, with his building on Koinange Street, where Jamii Banka was. This should be confiscated. This is money from this place.
Okay.
If Waititu does not explain where did this money in the State House, whom was he giving this money? This is No wonder friendship. You can see who is a friend of Waititu. No wonder. I have wondered, a man who has gone to school to at that level is always friendly to someone who cannot pronounce English.
You know, he went abroad for his degree now. The other side.
Give Waititu to write a composition.
The other side of Indian Ocean.
Yes, give him to write one composition. We were telling people here that although Kabogo is also vulgar and talks shit at times.
Oh, you're sounding like him right now.
Yes, he talks very bad things. But Kabogo at least had brains.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has some modus operandi. But this man has got what we call.
But he resonated with the he resonated with the people. They felt that this sounds like one of us. This looks like a person who will solve our problems. Then you come here and you watch such a clip, and you're wondering, okay, so what are you doing for the people of Kiambu, really?
You know the people of Kiambu at crossroads. They either agree or they perish. They have to just to evict Waititu from office. You go and just camp outside his office
I would be interested to see how the leadership of Kiambu County will probably come out. Do you think they'll come out and give
they must impeach.
Or they're part of it?
I don't know. We shall see.
I want to see them
if
come
we
out.
Arrested the governor of if we arrested the governor of Samburu.
Of Samburu, because of...
What do we do with this governor of Kiambu?
Because this is outright
misappropriation
of funds, public funds. So if there's a time the women rep for Kiambu, I don't know what she said, they wanted more money just after they were elected, and the people of Kiambu almost impeached her.
Yeah.
The leadership of Kiambu.
But she was right. The Kiambu woman is the only woman on this other side who is supporting the president.
Okay.
She was right.
So now...
The other two, the senator and the other one, were on that group.
So forget about who they are supporting.
The senator has fizzled out of that group.
Yes.
Because of the difference they have with the governor.
Okay.
Now the senator is very happy seeing Mr.
Waititu in trouble.
Yes.
But also just for the sake
and then Moses Kuria is another. You know, Kiambu seem to be bringing more problems for itself, yet they have a president to take.
Do we need to start interrogating the quality of leaders they elect? Not just in Kiambu, but across Kenya. I think it's a problem, the quality of leaders we put to these positions. But also, I want to see if at all the leadership of Kiambu, the rest of the leaders that have been elected in Kiambu, they'll call us a press conference and say, this is not right. This goes, yes.
If not, tomorrow.
Then maybe they're
and we want to see Tanga Group helping
I'm
Mr.
trying to run away from Tanga.
Yes, it is. That guy is, you saw what he talked in Nakuru.
I'm just a concerned.
The guy talked very badly in Nakuru.
Okay, yeah.
And always the time he talks as if he's the authority has been sent by President Uhuru Kenyatta. So now, what was he doing with rebels in South Sudan?
The
money for South Sudan. Does he know how to mediate?
I know he knows how to throw stones.
Amen. On a good note, viewers, I want to announce here, Kenyans who are watching, that today, the High Court in Nairobi, listened to my application, our application, of having the work envelope expunged. The word is expunged from the books of Kenya. Today, the Attorney General failed to present a convincing argument as to why, under Article 35 of your Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, why public information cannot be put to public and why it should, yet people were. Our lawyers argued that case today in the court, and the hearing was concluded. We finished all the submissions. I want to take this opportunity to thank you, people of Kenya, to thank the entire world. It has been a long journey for me since I started going on serving summonses, serving letters to Fatou Bensouda, to the ICC, to Geneva, to International Criminal Court, seeking this type of outcome. I have today ended the journey in my submission. I want to thank those who might have helped me with tea, coffee, and pocket money to move. I used over 6 million shillings of my own money. I'm still owed money by the lawyers. I owe lawyers money, legal fees that I would struggle to sell my shirts or sell my shoes to pay them. But I wanted to bring about justice, that in the future, the work envelope does not return if I'm not on planet Earth and I'm gone. I wanted the work envelope never to return to haunt any Kenyan in the future. Today in the United States of America, the Democrats are gaining support. Remember when the Democrats win elections in America, they will return ICC, reverse what Trump had done on the International Criminal Court. Therefore, ICC might, in the future, pick up relevance. Kenya has refused to quit ICC. Kenya still sticks in the ICC, waiting for another disaster to happen. Then they get involved in that quagmire. My role as a role of a Pan-African, the role that I took voluntarily, because I never had a contract that I signed to defend anybody in Kenya. The role that Mr. Arusei, lawyer Arusei, my lawyer Frank Waithaka, I want to thank you, Frank. I want to thank lawyer Arusei for what you have done today to join us on this journey, that we wanted to bring the truth. We have put the facts before the judges. The Attorney General failed to convince the judges that he, not even an affidavit, a government that works with hip hop, today failed to show that they are credible, there is any credibility. Because people don't know, they have not known, lack of exposure, international exposure. They don't know anything about these laws. International exposure could return to haunt Kenya. They would tomorrow, as you walk into the streets of Lisbon, Madrid, Stockholm, London, somebody will stop you and ask you whether you cleared yourself with the ICC. I had wanted to bring, and I pray that the judges will come on my side to ask for this envelope to be expunged and direct the envelope to be expunged. I want to make it categorically clear I am not looking for the names. I don't want to know the names because I know the names. I wanted the envelope to be removed from the books, statute books of Kenya, such that Kenya can be free of this monster called Waki envelope that was faked, where people paid 2,000 shillings to fake evidence against the suspects. Those who love me continue to love me on that matter. Those who hate me, it is up to you. But one day, remember my words, I told you. I told you. I told you. It was the opportunity. I've struggled for the last 3 years. I've spent over 6 million shillings. I'm in debt over that money that I will pay. I have to pay my legal fees to the lawyers. I still have a duty, an obligation as an African who did it voluntarily to do so. I walked all the journey up to The Hague. I did so. I will stand by it, but one day, if I succeed, let it be the success of the people of Kenya. Thank you very much, viewers. God bless you.
Very well put. And you just mentioned the U.S. right now. Yesterday, I don't know if you watched the Chief Justice William Barr being grilled by the Senate, and he sounded more like what you'd expect Rudy Giuliani to sound, the President Trump's personal counsel, than a country's AG. Don't you think?
Yes.
He didn't sound like the Attorney General of the United States.
No.
He sounded like a private.
He looked like a private mafia from Italy.
From Italy.
Yeah, yesterday when he was being questioned about.
It sounded like Giuliani.
Giuliani, yes.
Rudy, yes.
Giuliani and Assange. Yes. But you see, that is why I'm telling Kenyans, they better understand one thing. That what is happening here, if the Democrats win elections in the next elections, they will reverse the ICC. They will come back to ICC. And they will seek democracy, accountability amongst the African countries. So we shall not escape. The degree the ICC will come back, they will fund it. It is now weakening. Kenya has not done the same. Kenya is hiding and lying to itself. Somebody in the system lies to Kenya that we can't leave the ICC. Countries are leaving one by one. Several big countries have left. Malaysia. Is Kenya better than Malaysia? Is Kenya better than Malaysia? You know Malaysia lends us money. We were equal those days. Are we better? Has left. Philippines has left. Many countries are leaving because they don't see any good of this organization. But you have a problem in the organization. You still want to be there. Your minister comes to tell you, let's remain there, sir. Let's remain there. You don't need to be there. It's an opportunity that has opened now. This is the time to run. To run away from ICC and tell them, okay, even if those cases are still there, but the next time when you come, you'll have to go to the Security Council to seek permission to come to us. You see the difference? There's a difference between ICC that you're a member and a non-member. With a non-member, they have to go to the Security Council to get permission to come. But when you're a member, you are obliged.
Yes.
You come. There's a better word to say, not obliged, but you are supposed to.
You're required.
You are required by the terms and the statute of the Roma Statute.
Yes.
To hand over the suspect. Sudan is not required. It's required by the mandate of the United Nations Security Council.
It's not a member.
It's not a member. So Fatou Bensouda cannot fly into Khartoum to seek that woman. They could lock him up there. They are not a member. There are no institutions to vote for her there. So these are the things that people should think ahead. But the Kenyans, as usual, I just want to thank my two lawyers that worked on this case. Fantastic, good job. You have done the argument. I was listening to them. Thank you very much. You've done very well. Frank, thank you. Mr. Arusei, thank you. And the Kalenjin elders also who took part, who wanted their names cleared, thank you. They were there.
Kalenjin.
Yes, they were represented.
Okay.
Yes, they enjoined my case.
Okay.
Because of a fictitious envelope collected by one Judge Waki. So that is very good. I want to thank you. I want to take this opportunity that learn to be patriotic. Learn to work like us. Some of us have gone through hard conditions, but we still continue to work. Somebody has asked Miriam to ask me, I think.
Politely.
Politely, yeah, don't worry, even if it is loud. Miriam, go ahead.
So, what do you make of the mistreatment Bobi Wine is going through right now? I think we addressed that early on the show, and we're not happy with it.
I am not personal as a human being,
Yes.
not happy with what treatment he is going through.
Bobi Wine, yes.
But I am equally not happy with Bob Wine for the impulsive behavior that he conducts himself, wakes up, does things the way he wants. Some of us have been in the same position. In 1986, 87, 89, we have been fighting President Museveni. We can count the losses. We can tell you what we went through. We can tell you what we have gone through, injuries, including losing our own relatives that disappeared, murdered because of our stance. It is very, very important and crucial for Mr. Robert Kyagulanyi. Robert Kyagulanyi to take as an MP to return to senses and return to the floor of Parliament. Use Parliament as his shield to press motions. Not every member of Parliament in that Parliament is happy with what is taking place in our country. Why can't Kyagulanyi, the MP of the area in Kampala of Kyadondo, come to Parliament, first seize extracurricular activities outside? Because Ugandans, I just want to give advice, Ugandans are not the people you can rely on that they will follow you. My young man, I'm telling you, I am telling you, I was called names. I was called names when I just came in to help to remove the Konyi menace in northern Uganda. My name was spoiled by very Ugandans who even called me that I cut some ears and I carried them in the suitcase. Have you ever heard of that? How do you cut people's ears? So Ugandans are not the best people that you can stand to die for. If you want to die, you die alone like Okonko. They will watch you die alone. You have a younger family. Take one step back. You have a parliament. Some of us did not have a membership of parliament. I was we were struggling against the dictatorship without being a member of parliament. But we won. We had assassination attempts in London, in Nairobi, in Harare. We have been tried. So, but we have stood the course. Some of us have seized the fire that never, let's wait, never to use violence. Don't instigate violence on the masses of Uganda. Ugandans don't want violence at the moment. Ugandans want to negotiate. Equally, on the other side, President Museveni is an elder, 73 years old, almost half of Chagulanyi's age. This time, the times are for discussion, for dialogue. Open up the window, call the younger man, call him. He's not worse than Konyi. Konyi was worse, but you accepted to talk to Konyi. You sent your representative to talk to Konyi. You sent them, we all went, we are gonna die in a helicopter together in Garamba Park, Chisano, myself, Riak, and the rest. Were we not going to die together? So let's look at all those things. Weigh them. An elder of a country, you are creating martyrdom. You are creating politics of martyrdom. Your Excellency President Museveni, I tell you the truth without any hesitation of my eyes. The type of martyrdom you are going to get in that place, you might not reverse it. Talk to this young man. Tell him Uganda is in parliament. Let him concentrate on parliament. He can bring good motions on the floor. People will vote. Apparently they will vote for them. There's a lot. Now people are saying they want to go to an election in Uganda without constitutional electoral review.
The reforms.
Without the laws, without changing the methods, which bring us dead bodies every day. Every 5 years we have dead bodies in our country. Do we need elections anyway? Why do we have 5 dead bodies, 50, 20, 30? One person is enough, it's bad enough to die. Why do we have dead bodies every 5 years in an election? Why don't we change the laws such that the dead bodies don't occur? Every politician in Uganda is running for the state house without changing the laws. How will you reach there? I think, viewer, I have answered your question.
Oh, very much, you have.
Another question is there before I go.
Ellie Jepson is saying, so do you mean, Doctor, that Awaki Bahasha has been officially expunged from Court Report of Kenya?
The ruling, we have submitted today we closed our case. All of us, the defense, the appealant and the respondent. We did submit. The Attorney General Warford never came. They didn't say anything worth convincing the court. That's what I wanted to tell you. They didn't say anything. They have nothing, not even to swear an affidavit, because it means it's tricky. If they were confident, they would have come with an affidavit thrown. But they don't know what to do. But the best way that I have told you is to get this envelope out, expunged. Don't show me the names. Kenyans don't need the names. We need a bad document out of your laws, of your history. That's what I was seeking for under Article 35 of the Constitution of the Republic of Public, to make it public to the people of Kenya. I think it's Article 35 or something. To make it public information, access to information. Isn't it Article 35? You can look quickly in your phone. It's Article 35, if I'm not mistaken. So I did my gravel best today. I submitted. We did the case. The ruling is going to be on 28th of June, the year of our Lord 2019, at 9 a.m. If you want to accompany me to that ruling, you are welcome. If I get the success, Go ye. If it goes against me, I will not go to the bush to fight. I'll remain struggling. I have another way of obtaining, expunging that. I have another route. I will not appear in the Kenyan court anymore. I will appear in the British court, in the Lords. Yes, because Britain is part and parcel of the Rome Statute. I will move to London to place an application and seek for that bad law, bad effect law. The judges, those wazungu, will give it to me like a tonight, like a tomato, and I will get it. Then come with it, put it on the people of Kenya to implement. That's not a problem. We are still in the Commonwealth, and we are still all signatories of the. You don't think you don't defeat Matsanga. I'm telling you, I have channels that I will make sure that I bring Waki somewhere where he cannot travel to some countries for bad mistakes that he has made. I'm telling you, I'm not going to, I don't lie. I fight my battles single-handedly and win. If the judges in Kenya collude and say it was good, I will move a step higher already. And it will cost this government more money for them to send a representative there. Me in that place, I will do it for free. Because I will get pro bono lawyers. Sweet law.
Lamin Jame, you're saying Guten Abend. Guten Abend to you too, and you're writing to us from Germany. That is good afternoon, good evening for here. But in Germany right now, it's Guten Tag, I think.
I don't know, you are German lady, you are expert here.
But yes, Guten Abend from here, good evening. All right.
Do we have any law that backs and compels government of Kenya? Let's see this one.
Do we have any law that backs and compels government of Kenya to disclose the SGR China-Kenya deal to the public? According to Article 35, free access to information.
Free access to information, you found it.
Yes.
They are free access to information. You can go. You can go and ask them. But I'm dealing with a different matter. I was bringing you this in the people's courts as you people who have been supporting me on Facebook, on Twitter. Those moral support, go ahead, Matanga, do it, thank you. You did it. So I wanted to tell you the development. But out of all this, I lost 6 million and some money on top of my own out-of-pocket money. And I still have to pay the lawyer over 1 million shillings or so.
All right.
Yeah, that is what to die for the country. Thank you. God bless you.
All right. So
I don't want to say much and cry tears.
No, we don't want tears. So on that note, I think it will be nice to exit. There comes a time.
There comes a time.
Yes.
She wants me to say that. Is it that word that makes you happy? There comes a time. The world is a stage where men and women come and play.
Yes.
They stage their plays and there comes a time to depart. May God help us. This station, therefore, is for Africa, with Africa, by Africa. Ciao.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.